We are live.
I think he froze.
All right,
He's not that good at staying still, is what it is.
welcome to PrizePicks up 5. Looks like Ethan's having some technical difficulties. We'll get him right back in here, but want to get you ready for Dolphins Panthers, obviously. So make sure to sign up and use promo code FIVE. I got David Friedman right here, and Ethan hopefully will jump back in the stream shortly. So want to take a look at the Panthers Dolphins game. Looks kind of one-sided in terms of where these teams are. The Panthers obviously winless at 0-5. Are going to be pretty hungry, you would think, out there. So this game may be a little bit closer than expected. You never know with the Dolphins. So want to figure out what we're going to play here with PrizePicks. So let's see if we can get Ethan back on.
Yeah, we are. All right.
Hey.
Welcome back to, I don't know what happened with my connection. Welcome back to PrizePicks on 5 here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. Make sure that you download the app, prizepicks.com. Go to Google Play Store, the Apple App Store, or use the code 5. Get your initial deposit matched up to $100. We always mention that at the beginning. You have to use the code 5, F-I-V-E. All right, now that I'm back, got David Eversole, got David Friedman wearing the number 5 Dolphins jersey. You can follow Eversole at David W. Eversole, Friedman at Taco Bell Sports. We'll get in the NFL games today, but starting with the real barn burner today. Dolphins Panthers at the stadium at 1 o'clock. The Panthers are winless. They've actually looked worse than that at times. Let's go to Tua first because there are lots of Tua props, but we do want to mention one specifically, which is his yardage prop, which they've marked down up until kickoff. So getting a 249.5. He might do that in 2 quarters. I'm going to take that. I'm also going to take the one I take every single week, which is 6.5 out of 7 passes. Out of 10 passes, excuse me. 6.5 out of 10 passes. Go over on that one. Where is it? Did they take it off? No. Where? What? What?
They knew.
They're on to me. I was going to go play this. All right, anyway. Play the yardage then. But Tua is completing 81% of his passes on opening drives this year. So anything you can ever find with Tua at the beginning of games, you should play. Guys, would you play Tua today? Even though, again, they're playing a weaker opponent, so you never know. They may be able to just run the ball down their throats.
Always, I know.
Yeah, their run defense is bad, Carolina. They're 26. They give up 140 yards a game on the ground. I think Tua will get 4.5 rushing. I think he might have to scramble once or twice just to, get away from trouble. So I took Tua over that 4.5 yards rushing, but I would have liked that 6 out of 10 as well, or 6.5.
I think I spoke too much about it, honestly.
You spoke it into deep.
5 reasons jinx, like for real though.
Yeah, exactly. I hit it 5 straight weeks. All right, let's go to the running back situation for the Dolphins. No A-Chain today, or whatever he calls himself. It seems to change every week. Would you play Mostert today? There's also Ahmed's on the board too because Wilson's out.
I didn't touch Mostert. I saw Mostert, I think, was up in like the 70s yardage.
Yeah, he was pretty high. 75.
Like 15.5 carries, which I hate, but I went Ahmed, 33.5 rushing and receiving yards. I went over that.
Seems fair. He's going to get some of those touches, obviously, that the rookie was getting. Would you play a running back, Eversole?
I mean, maybe in the passing game, but honestly, despite their 140 yards per game, I just don't know if Mostert gets the volume. If he breaks the 1 or 2 big runs, I think he could go over that, but I kind of stay away from the running week to week with the Dolphins. You just don't know in the last couple of weeks, but they've been putting, outside obviously of 28, who's been dynamic, but as far as Mostert goes, he's been a little bit inconsistent these last couple of games, so I'm going to stay away.
What about
is Jeff Wilson back, or what's going on with that?
No, he was supposed to be, and then he was declared out. So
okay.
That was he was questionable most of the week and declared out.
14.5 receiving yards isn't bad.
Yeah, I could see it, but you're right though. I don't know.
Ahmed is going over. He's going to be the first guy to hit for me. Watch.
Yeah, he might be. Receiver situation and tight ends. I saw one of you like Smythe again.
Yeah, I like Smythe. The Panthers haven't been great against the tight ends. They're giving up about 46 yards a game. But I checked that up to Hurst's over 2.5 receptions. I think I like that a little bit better. So The yardage is at 17.5. So you could go either way with that, honestly.
Okay, so going against the Dolphins on that one. What about the Dolphins receivers, Friedman? Would you play Waddle or Hill today?
I feel like, and this is just more of a gut thing, I feel like this is a Waddle game. look, Tyreek, we know what he can do. I feel like they save some of those plays for a game that matters and get Jalen more involved. We saw that touchdown the other day, but he hasn't had that big yardage game yet, really.
Yeah.
So I like him over 60.5 receiving yards. To me, that's like nothing.
Yeah, it feels like a good play there. I kind of like the Jalen Woods, Robert Woods touchdown prop too, but there's a couple of those that I think you could play. I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen gets another touchdown today. All right, let's go over to the Carolina side. Bryce Young. I don't know what to play on the passing game with him. It doesn't seem like they figured it out, but I do think that, the Dolphins had 7 sacks last week. So they finally got going. Jalen Phillips is questionable. The lean probably is he doesn't play, but Van Ginkel's been getting after it. So I feel like Bryce Young may have to run for his life a couple of times, and 8.5 rushing yards or something like that. That feels fairly safe to me. So I'm going to play that one. Do you guys like anything on the Carolina side?
Yeah, I mentioned Hurst a little bit prematurely there, but I also like Chark. I think he's at 32.5.
Let's see.
They got to throw the ball. I mean, they're going to be behind in this game.
Right. So that's the thing. I did take Bryce, the same thing. My pick was the rushing yards over, so I like that one. But I like him on completions over just because I think they'll throw the ball. Thielen, I pick him over 6 receptions. Thielen's been like consistently 7 kind of baseline.
Yeah.
He's our number one target. I mean, they don't really have much.
This is 2 straight weeks of this where we're struggling. Now, we talked about this last week, but the Giants, again, they only scored 9 offensive points, right? Because they got a pick 6 out of it. But I'm just looking back at it. Like Daniel Jones, obviously, was a disaster last week, right? Their running game went under. I played. I can't remember who played in place of Barkley. Matt Breida. He went under. So sometimes we assume that the other team's going to get yardage, and so the Dolphins' defense is not that stout. But these teams are bad. This should be a tune-up game for the Philly game next week, and then we're going to have a totally different conversation. Is there anything on the NFL board? Again, everybody use that code 5 FIVE. Is there anything on the NFL board that jumps out to you?
I saw they have another prop up there, I think, for Lamar Jackson passing yards. It was like at 170 or something ridiculous. Okay. Did they take it down?
Yeah, I think they took it down 4-2.
Up there,
it was they were on there at the same time. Yeah,
okay.
First,
that game's on Baltimore.
Oh, that's why. So we're a little bit late on that. I kind of like that Cousins prop 255.5 today against Chicago. I mean, again, he's been over pretty consistently here.
He's a volume guy too. I mean, they just
if they're ever going to get right, it's going to be against the Bears.
Yeah, just to go on the other end of that, the
Bears aren't that bad though. I feel like Minnesota's just going to chuck the ball all over the field no matter what, week to week, basically.
Well, you think Addison is going to get more because no Justin Jefferson, but I think Justin Fields, man, his numbers are low considering he's fantasy wise been doing stuff.
Yeah,
Minnesota's defense is terrible. I would take Fields before I took Cousins. Well, truthfully, and then Jimmy G over half an INT. I mean, put that in the bank.
Yeah, that feels fairly safe. What about I'm going to jump on that one right now. What about Purdy over the 207.5?
All day. Who are they playing?
Cleveland. Good defense.
Cleveland's got a good defense though, but I mean, that should be an interesting game. This could be a trap game for the.
No Watson. Yeah.
No, well, Cleveland's going to struggle to move the ball. I mean, I don't see how they can move the ball against San Francisco. I really don't. But
Christian McCaffrey is going to go off today, basically.
Yeah, I would think so. Anyway, a lot on the board today. Use that code 5 FIVE. But we're riding and dying right now with Tua. It just seems. They throw 69-yard touchdown passes when he changes the play because he doesn't.
We're riding with Tua is a good thing, and not so much dying anymore. And
we're riding with Tua. We're riding with Tua. All right, use that code 5 FIVE. Also check out the pregame show. I'll be on with Lewis from the stadium at 11:30. Post game on playback. Our inside leverage guys will be on playback there as well, and of course we'll have coverage after the game from the stadium. Thanks to David. Go win money.